All right. How you doing, everybody? I thought I would show a video to show off some of the latest features of Drac. There's a lot, so I'm going to bounce around a fair bit and just show you what comes to mind as I get to the many shandified features of Dracattus. So I guess to start, this is the Explorer view. You can get to this map um, by clicking the Explore Now button on the homepage. You'll need a registered account to get in here, but it's worth it. It's vastly worth it, and I don't send a lot of emails, so you're okay. Now, so what we have here is the globe. This is the Drac world. You can see that a lot of my assets are scattered around the world. So all the Dracs that are trimmed in gold are the ones that I own. Those come from, I believe I have Gobi connected right now. Yeah, so this is from my Gobi wallet. I can also connect my Sage wallet, or I can connect an Ethereum wallet because Drac started on ETH, and there's features there for ETH holders, which I'll show you. It's one of the new ones. So, as far as the interface goes, this is the source world. So this is the main planet. The Isles of 7 cities. There are 7 cities throughout. As you can see, there's Kaladin there, next to the mountain region. I think, or some other, anyway, some other towns around here. Yeah, Cordilleron is here, and you can click these things and get a bunch of features. You can click info, learn about the city, just as you can do for any Dracattus. Well, you can say, see what their stats are. For example, this guy's he's really low on stats. He's no good. So this is the world you can explore. You can zoom in a little bit. You can see there's a bit more detail as you get in closer. A whole bunch of little dots. What are all these things? Right? Well, I'll just click. So here, this is a resource. So this is a Hardy Rations location. Some food. It's an uncommon one, so worth noting. And then there's some other dots that are other people's Dracattuses. Again, more resources, more Dracs. Somebody else's Drac. We can see the stats. We can see its scoring. It's kind of a low common Drac there. This is kudos to this feature here. We borrowed / stole that from geez. Oh God, I can picture the PFP and everything. They're slipping my mind. Oh God, come to me in a second. It's oh God, he's a friend. I know the name. It's right there. It's on my tongue. I'll have to cut this part of the video out because I'll feel stupid. Oh my God, with the 3D robots, Rhapsody. Just oh, it's right there. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna move on so I don't have this long part of the video. It'll literally jump into my head in a second, of course, because I love this person. I talk to them all the time. I can't figure out why their name won't come off my tongue. So the point is, I lost my point. Anyway, these are different people's Dracs, different waypoints. This is a Dracattus I own. You can tell because it doesn't come up as a marker. This is actually something I can click and go down and become my Drac. Do a little bit of walking around. I've got some mechanical work to do there, but so there's that. And come back out of being my Drac. And if you see, that is my Drac. So if I zoom in on any of these Dracs that I own, you'll get the same thing. Eventually you'll be able to see, and then you can click and become them. So that's just kind of navigating around. I don't want to give away too much. You'll have to explore to find all of the things. Drac's home is here at the Orange Grove tree. They're going to be split up a little bit later, but this is a giant Orange Grove tree for obvious reasons. If you follow me, you'll know why. But anyway, there's lots of things to explore around this map. The dark side of the planet. And I gotta work on some of my shaders. And then we come all the way around, like the Pacific Ocean out there. And there we go. So that's the general navigation. You can just click and drag. This is also a mini map. You can click and drag this, which comes in real handy on mobile. It's the perfect placement for your thumb. It's really easy to pan around and explore the map. Right? We can get right in close, and we can use the mini map for just scrubbing around and exploring, looking for things. So that's the point of the mini map there. It's just to help you. There's actually little dots and everything that can help you explore. A bit of a broader view, slightly. So there's that. That's just kind of basic navigation. Now, if you want a little more detail, you go down into your Blood Moonstone hub here. You can click the field guide. And this is going to take you into an entire story book field guide style index for you. So,
welcome, traveler. Within these pages lies a world unlike any other, where mythical creatures soar through enchanted... A world where ancient fantasy collides with the future. Hidden in the sparkling Mediterranean seas lies the Isle of 7 cities. 7 great biomes, each more breathtaking than the last. 7 cities, 7 guilds, part dragon. From 2 comes 1.
So each page is narrated. I thought that was pretty cool. I've put a lot of time and effort into making that field guide. It's got a lot of great information, and there is a whole bunch of clues, maybe even Easter eggs tied to that book. So check out the field guide. It's always there for your reference. Down here, we just have filters. This just helps you, just take in the data. This was really started as something I needed, but I just kind of adapted it and said, oh, well, we'll leave it in. So it's some filtering to get an idea around the data of Drac and how it lays out on the map. This is our settings. Lots of settings in here. Feel free to customize. We can turn music on. Well, let's turn it on. Epicness. Just adjust that so that I can talk over there. So, settings for the game. Now, these 2 buttons, these are very important. This one puts you in roamy mode. So your roamy, which I'll show you in a second how you select and customize. There's more to do there, but this is your roamy. This takes you into third-person view down at the ground level. And this is the galaxy, the universe button. So this will take us out to the whole galaxy. Your roamy can be customized in your settings. Nope, not settings, my mistake, in the profile. Click here. In your profile, under roaming. I already chose my roamy. Waiting for my computer to be really slow right now. You see if the orc, no, it's being really slow loading. So you'll see a preview of your roaming here. You should. I had the Arcus Ranger. You set your roamy. It's saved. I just have a 3D model loading issue. So then that becomes your roaming. So when you click this button, we go to our roaming, and we can roam around. We can adventure. There's lots of indicators. You can see here that this indicator is telling me I've got something. That's this fox right here. If I wanted to, I'm working on battle. I could battle that. Ran into something. What's going on here? I've got some mechanics to do with my running with my guy. When he runs into stuff, he lays down for some reason. He totally plays possum. So anyway, you can run around in this world and adventure around. There are coins and things to gather that you can collect. I think I've already collected most of them on this part of the land, so I've got nothing left to collect to show you, of course. But there are coins and things you can run around and collect. And you can... Is that one over there? No coins. I've been playing for a while. So you can also click, these are other people's Dracs. And like I said, you can click and find out the rating. Oh, that's a pretty good Drac. This horde certifications. You can check to see if they have bloodline. So this one doesn't. It's got no children, no parents. It's the Genesis one. Oh, there's some coins over there. They've come back. I think they were a little slow loading. So, oh, fell again. Ran into a tree. So I can go collect these coins, and you'll see they add to my total up here, which can be used for other things later in the Drac ecosystem. So, all that to say, there is plenty to adventure around and look for. So you could follow your guide here if you want. We'll click and go to the next one. Oh, what's over there? Lurkfin. He's quite a ways away. I'm not going to run that right now. That's going to take me a while to do that. But you get the point, right? Help you navigate around the world, go explore, find coins. Oh, you see that coin just moved? We'll grab that one while we can. Ooh, that was 10. Nice. So this is the world. This is primitive world. We're going to do more on the environment and stuff, but as you can imagine, it just takes time. And you can run into other players, and you can battle and attack. It's not done yet, so I'm going to hold off showing you that, but it's just about there. So the gameplay does take place in this three-dimensional world, but it really does depend on where you are and what you're around. Everything in Drac, if you've been in the project for a while, you understand that it has everything to do with proximity, geolocation, asset awareness. There's an entire whole thing around how you earn, what you play. So anyway, explore here. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You can come back out of this view, and we're back in kind of planet view, right? So this is the main planet view. This is where most of the lore and the story and everything takes place. But there is a lot more. It goes even further. So I just want to show you the expansiveness of the play. So this is the Hofmar Spiral. This is the Galaxy of Drac. This is the universe, whatever, of Drac. All of it, but this is specifically the Hofmar Spiral, which is part of the Galaxy of Dracattus. This is really cool because all of this data, all the spiral is made up of blocks from the Chia blockchain. So each of them has a related data point. And then we go even further and take not all of them. It would just been pointless to see every block, but we've had it turn certain blocks into certain features, which you can, yep, that's right, you can go explore. So there's an enormous universe that you can travel around. If you get lost, the mini map will change to universe mode so that you can navigate the universe a little better. There is unknown signal charter when you're in Galaxy View, because as you start to move this galaxy around, you're going to realize, oh my god, Drac's gone insane. This goes even deeper. So you will see everything that is happening on the Chia blockchain affecting the universe that is this Dracattus game. So much so that you will even see Arcade 21 games appear within these spirals as games are opened and closed. So rooms get opened, but there's a new planet for you to visit. That's just part of how we're integrating things. So this is really cool. There's a lot to look at. You will notice little tiny Easter eggs everywhere. If you pay close attention and you know me and have been following me long enough, you will know that there's always something to do that's likely not fully complete. But in this case, you'll notice this moon floating out here. Well, this is actually a look into Space Chellies. This is their little planet. So you can actually go out and start looking at collections that we're collaborating with. We can bring this into deeper lore within the Drac ecosystem and create games for your own collection that exist within this ecosystem, which really is a representation of the entirety of the Chia blockchain, which is something, you know, we're extremely proud of. It's a lot of technicals to get into making this work, but the farther back you go, you'll begin to see that there are realms and worlds of shantification that exist in ways that I could never possibly explain. This is all just come from the imagination and the community, and it's a collection of events, people, collections, project, code. The Drac ecosystem really is much more than just you know, a simple NFT collection. So we can jump in and out of worlds, in and out of modes. It's really quite fun. And like I said, you can, you can explore around and figure out what everything does. It's pretty neat. So one example would be, let me turn music off so that you can hear this. So this is our lost unknown signals. As you navigate around, the audible clue will tell you when you're closer to an unknown signal, like here. So if I zoom in, you can hear the sonar getting closer. So the point is that you will go to these, and it will give you a little bit of an understanding of what it is, and we just unlocked a challenge. So, and you can go around and do that with a whole bunch of things. And go visit this planet and see what this is all about. We've already been here. Return to the Hoffmeyer Spiral. Oh, here's one. What is this planet? Charted. So this is the Monkey Zoo Wildlands. Like I said, the project and the ecosystem and the entire universe that is Drac is made up of all the friends and community members and their projects and the great people that I've met along the way, the great code that I've written along the way, the collaborations, the ideas, all of it, the time shared. It really is represented here in my own little universe. And so explore is all I can tell you. There is so much. I would never be able to even come close to explaining to you all the things that exist in the world of Dracattus. Oh, excuse me. That came out of nowhere. So there is an inventory system. I'll bring this up here. You can see I've made some wooden planks and wooden sticks lately. There'll be weapons, armor, accessories, all that stuff that tie into the battling. How you get those, you might ask? Well, I ask that you go over here and you look at and play in these panels. So there's a chat. It's kind of low grade right now. Oh, there goes the there goes the Chelly's moon flying along. There's some stats, leaderboards that we can see. There is a trading system which needs some work, I think, but it's mostly works with push notifications. You can do trading with other players here. There is your wallet of the your portfolio of all the different resources that resource tokens that are in Drac. There's like 31 or 32. So this will give you all of the dashboard breakdown of how you're doing. These are automatically delivered. Well, sorry, you can automatically, or you can show up and claim and have them automatically delivered to your wallet. I'll explain this in a second. I'll show you how that works. But that's your portfolio. And then back to what I was originally saying was, how do you get those weapons and stuff? So this is the crafting table. So those resource tokens, these are all Chia Cat tokens, and just like Minecraft, you will use them to create. Bingo, figured that recipe out. And so you'll discover recipes as you go through the world. You'll unlock new recipes. You can come in here. I can see the ones that I've recently unlocked. Oh, I've got a torch. I can click that. It'll show me how to make the torch. If I've got everything I need, I can craft the torch. And it'll begin crafting the item. I've got a little bit of UI and UX to do here, but generally speaking, everything has come along really well. It's currently crafting the torch. I will end up with that in my library. Let's see what it's doing here. Anyway, you get the point. I'm not going to wait for it forever. It ends up in here in your loot bag. See, there's the torch. It's... Oh, and if you're the first person to discover the recipe and use it, it gets labeled as you as the original founder forever on the chain and the whole thing. So there's cool incentive. Oh, there. So fiery torch is done. You can see. So new discovery. I've got the fiery torch. I can go into my knapsack here and I can see my fiery torch that I crafted. And so that can be used later as a weapon or an accessory within the gameplay of the world that I was showing you. So make sure you explore there. That's the crafting table here. This is your Dragon Horde grade. So again, this is the feature that I borrowed / stole from Fully Croissant. There it is. Holy Lord, that was killing me. God, I've known Fully for a long time. I was thinking C, but yeah. Anyway, Fully Croissant did this on his Super Trader Bros project, which I thought was extremely cool. Really great idea to do the grading system. I have no idea how he did his algos. Thought the idea was great, so I added it to Drac for individual cards, but then also here's an example of it's doing it for my whole collection. So we're getting the Dragon Horde grade based on all of the assets that are in my wallet. We'll continue to watch Super Trader Bros and see if we can, learn from them and, take some good ideas from them when they're kind of paving the way on this stuff. I think it's really great. I'm not the best at sort of the grading of cards. I'm not a big Pokemon collector. So we'll definitely follow the experts on this, which Fully Croissant seems really into this stuff. So we'll watch and do our best to keep up with those guys, but really great job on them, and it's ported really well into Drac. I'm really happy about how it turned out. And last but not least, over here, there's missions. So you can see that I've got a couple missions. I'm on the Awakening mission right now, Arcade of Worlds, and then a sample quest from testing. And you can see Into the Stars. I can begin, locate, and this is all just more stuff for you to adventure around with your Dracs and play. So don't be afraid of that panel. Over here, these are some tools. I think some are shut off for admin only. And these two in particular are kind of difficult to use right now. They're a little broken. They're like selector tools to be able to, say, come in and, select a bunch of Dracs, which is a whole nother thing and a whole nother system I'm not ready to quite show you guys yet. But that has to do with a secondary mini games battle system. So if you play around and you break it, well, just hit page reload and you'll be fine. But there are some tools. There's some camera tools to help you mess around. This was a lot of development stuff. Filters, these actually work really well so that you can offload and only look at the things that you want to look at. So that's a handy tool to use as well. Now, okay, so that's the exploration mode. Let's get out of here for a minute and go to what it's like to mint a Drac. So all this is working. You can go mint a Drac anytime. There's the Awakening ceremony, which really basically means you can't mint Blood Moons or Primals except for during certain periods of the year, which tie into actual real celestial locations. It's a whole, anyway, Easter eggs, guys, shantification. If you can go down the rabbit hole, that exploration map has the rabbit hole just for you. There's celestial alignments that trigger when and where you can do primal bloodlines. So this becomes extremely rare to get and extremely valuable in your bloodline breeding and genetics and all of that sort of stuff. So pay attention to bloodlines and primals specifically. They're going to be really hard to get, and those who have them now, congratulations. You've been paying attention long enough that your primals will be your reward, amongst other things. But anyway, so that's regular minting. You can also breed your Dracs. So you can come in here and say, well, I want to breed this guy with As long as they're not like cousins or parents or brother and sister, you can breed them. No inbreeding. So yeah, we can go and we can give them a name. You can even, there's other features and whatever. But so this is breeding. Genetic history makes a thing. There's bloodline, lineage, like genetic trait skipping. So be mindful. After you've bred some things, you can, maybe you're tired of breeding your own. You want to put some up for stud. So these are some Dracs that I have up for stud. These 6 are mine. The 7th is from another wallet of mine. But the idea is that you can just come in and say, well, I've got a really cool Drac. I want to, for lack of better terms, I want to whore it out. We can select. I can say, well, we'll promote it to Discord as well. Goes to the Drac. And now there we go. We have a new Drac up for stud. So somebody else can come along and say, well, I want to breed with that. Let me put my Drac with that Drac. It's going to give you all the details behind it, what that's going to look like, what the predicted offspring are. Now this is not accurate. I've got to do some work here, as you can see. And I'll asking price. So you'll pay the breeding price. You get the offspring, and the breeder gets the fee. Less, I think we have a 10 like points fee on there. We take a fee on the system, of course. We have to support the system. So, but it's small. It's a small fee. So you just pay that. Well, some sort of error there. Anyway, you get the point. I'll go and double check that and fix that. So studding. Build your Drac. You can do straight up compose. Like build it however exactly you want. Pick your feature. Say I want this. Upper body, I want that. Belly, I want this. Tail tip. Ooh, tail tip is going to be, I don't know, gem. So you can really custom design your own Drac, be very specific, which gives you all kinds of advantages. If you've been paying attention, you understand how the genetic trait skipping and bloodlines work. You'll understand why being able to do this is valuable, especially long term if you're in the breeding game. There's also composer view. This was just so that you could just use your keys, up and down, move me between traits, left and right. It just was another way to compose and end up with the same results. This one's just for the people who like to quickly go through the keys, and this is more for the mouse clickers. There's land, more to do on this. The cool thing about land, guys, I didn't show you, but when you own land, you can get inside it, like on the map, running around as your character. You can go inside it, nobody else can, so it's like your safe haven. So when it comes to battling and things like that, if you're not protected, people can come along and mess up your character when you're not even around. So there's a whole thing. You're going to want land. We're very much almost sold out. You can see we have low inventory. I'm going to make a bunch more, but stay tuned. There's a lucky few who already have those. Those are the people who've been paying attention. And then you can become an NPC in the game. So there's all of that for minting. But really what you should know is that after you're in the game and you've been playing and you've either minted or discovered and found or traded or however you got your Dracs, there is a giant token reward system. This was extremely thorough. There was a lot of detail to this to get into. But so the overview, you can see the distribution health. You can see how all of the 31 resource tokens break down. Really get into some more detail around each token. What I've earned, I can see totals, how the community is doing, and so on. And then, of course, you can claim. So we're in the waxing gibbous, I guess. Gibbous. Tells you the day cycle, next phase, all that sort of stuff. I've already claimed. I can't claim again. You can see I got Sungrove, Thornwood, Frostbark, Common Provisions, and Umber Oak. You can see my claim history. And what is that all for? What does it all mean? So I'm rank 41 of 531. Really, what this comes down to was that crafting table. So if I jump back to the crafting table, this is where all this comes from. So if you don't position your Dracs around the world correctly, then you won't be near the correct resources, and thus you won't get your daily drip allocation and then be able to come back and claim at the right time. There's push notifications in Drax, so you'll get some push notifications for all this. But so essentially, think if you don't strategically position your Drax in the world, then you won't get the resources. You won't be able to build the things on the crafting table. But if you just spread your Drax around willy nilly, then you run the risk of being attacked and so on. So you got to have land. You got to collect resources. You got to protect your clan, your bloodline. You have to explore and find things. You're going to need to uncover recipes to be able to build the right tools, to be able to compete in battles and protect your players and earn money and all of that. The ecosystem is thick, guys. Not as thick as thick tickers, but it's thick. Or, thick liquidity, whoever. It's thick. The lore is really thick. You got a lot to do, a lot to roam around, a lot of exploring to do in a very, very large universe. That's kind of what I can show you for now. Cash credits, I showed you. Their stats, which really are kind of low grade compared to the other things I built that was early on. View your NFTs. This is the viewer to go and see what you got. When upgrades come later for your Drac, fixes or upgrades, so if you got a busted Drac or the numbers out of line, or one of the many developmental things that come along, we have an automated upgrading system that we've built. So you'll be able to come in, check your status, and it'll say, as you can see here, I have 135, 72 need forging. I already forged, so this was the last time I did an update run. And you can check. I just don't have the updates turned on right now because I don't want people trying it. But full upgrade system so that we can automatically correct errors. You don't have to do anything other than to show up and say, are all my Dracs working? Yes. Check status. It might come back and say you have 3 broken ones because of some update we've done on our end. And that'll give you the ability to upgrade your Drac and make sure that it's, can do all features. That's kind of it, guys. So don't be shy. Go browse around the site. You can see we've done a whole bunch of work with some cool 3D stuff. We picked this up from T-Money, from a project he's working on, and was like, oh, we should do cool glare things as well. And then we put the blinking eyes in and whatever. So just some cool visuals. My computer's really slow. It's rendering visuals slow right now. This tells you about the tokens. This shows you some game world stats, some fighting stats, battle stats, and then really the bloodline stuff is some of the coolest stuff in my opinion. Get in here when you have 2 bloodlines that have children. This will snake off as big as you can imagine. You can have enormous family trees. So don't be afraid to get in and even just come in and do the explorer. Right now it's just pulling up 2 random Dracs. You might pull one up that's a spawn, but we don't have a lot of people breeding yet. I think just because I've been slow getting it out, and most people are uncertain whether it's on or off, but breeding is definitely a thing now. Especially with the introduction of studding. This is really going to be, I think, one of the cooler features to get people engaged in breeding their Dracs is the stud feature. So I'll fix that one little bug I saw with it there. But otherwise, get you guys out using that. And again, the main thing is get in and explore this world, because there are free things for non-holders. There are things exclusive to holders. There are things exclusive to only diamond holders. There are prizes and awards that can only be found if you have certain things like blood moonstones. I mean, I quite literally could not make a list. I have to get AI to make a list of all the features just to even remind myself. I even find myself sometimes finding Easter eggs that I've completely forgot about, or game features I've completely forgot about. So, there's that. It's worth noting, if you have an ETH wallet, let me do this. You can connect your ETH wallet. See my MetaMask connected. It will detect if you own any ETH-based Dracs, and then you got to find them. I'm see if I can find one here to give you an idea what it looks like. Is that one? Yeah, that's one of mine. So this faint purple marker. Oh yeah, that's it. It's hard to find, but that is a statue, a Drac statue. If I went down to Street View or Person View, but I'm on a different part of the map. He's somewhere else. It'd take me forever to run here. So because I own this ETH Drac, it's petrified. You can see it's petrified. It's your OG holding. This comes from ETH. It's number 933. If I pull it up, I can see the information about it. But what this is this is where we used to be on ETH. And thus it's petrified because we're not doing ETH anymore. But we want to bring these people over. Yeah, right? And I know this is years later, but it's taken that time to do this right. So not technically, but just all things considered. So the idea is that you had this Drac on Ethereum, right? And now they're gone, and you want them back. Well, we did a program to turn your Dracs in. We did a year-long program, gave everybody an opportunity to move over. Some haven't. But what's going to happen here with the Awakening is that when you burn this Drac, somebody else in our ecosystem is gifted a Drac, and you get 500 credits towards your cash in game, which will eventually be used for, you guessed it, minting more Dracs. So everybody wins. I take nothing. The win for me is that we can eventually, hopefully, burn the entire ETH collection so that we're just on Chia and we can bring all those ETH people over. Or maybe there's some sort of hybrid collaboration between the two chains that we continue on. But the point is drawing people in from the other Ethereum chain. And so to do that, it's really easy. We can just say, hey, take your ETH one and burn it. Yep. I'm burning it. Boom. So now, I mean, we can leave it there to watch for a second. I don't want it to take, ETH takes a while. So this Awakening process has started. It will grab a random wallet from a random holder of Drac and airdrop them a new one. Not a replica of this number 933, but a new Drac based on today's standards and the setup that we have. So you get a more current Drac. And then you, as the person who burned your ETH Drac, will get 500 more cash credits up here, which, again, you'll spend all through this ecosystem. It's tied to minutes. It's a whole thing. So I just want you to be aware of that. I'm not going to wait for that burn and remint process. It's a little long, maybe about 10 minutes. Maybe longer, depending on ETH and how busy it is. Oh, there we go. Relic burned. Okay, so it's just the burn. Now we got to do but as you can see, push notifications is what's going to make this so that you can go continue on playing your game. You don't got to sit around and wait. We've got a really intelligent real-time system in behind all this. So I hope you enjoy it. When you first enter Drac, you'll be presented with a little video intro. I suggest you listen to it and walk through and let it guide you through the world. And it'll, kind of guide you through some of the panels and quests and different things you can do. Oh yeah, there's quests, by the way, as well. I don't even think I mentioned. Yeah, so if you go to a city, then you've got this AI-driven quest. You answer the beacon rummy, but the deep holds more than one voice. Uncharted signals pulse between the stars and within. So this is the one that it's intended to teach you about going out into the galaxy and listening for those signals, which I've already shown you. You get rewards for it. I'll accept it. It gets added to my quest list. I can ascend to find out what it's talking about. I hear that signal. It's like, okay, it wants me to find something. Sail the Bramir Deep and chart an uncharted signal. So we have to find the Bramir Deep. This is based on Bram. God, I don't even know if I remember which one. I could have swore it was the Bramir. Which one was Bram's Galaxy? Was this one? I think. No. I think. No, that's not Bram. This one, maybe? Objective completed. All right, cool. So we found it. We're going to go back. And now it says it wants you to enter and descend into an Arcade 21 room. So that's another one of our missions. And that is in the Bramar, or the Hoffmar Spiral. So if there was somebody playing Arcade 21 game right now, you'd see it pop up. And that's the quest is guiding you to do that. So you can get to those quests over here and see what you got on the go at any time. I did want to show you that, though. Sorry. And quests do not live just on the one planet. Just for the record, there are warp portals all around, and you can land on planets all throughout the galaxy. And if you're not careful, you get stuck there. So I had a lot of fun setting traps for you guys. A lot of fun making Easter eggs, features, gameplay, immersive, shandified tooling, like this stuff, help you fly around the universe and navigate and have fun along the way. So I hope you appreciate it. I hope that you find the game fun and that you go out and grab yourself some Drac NFTs and start exploring the world, because it's pretty endless. So, all right, that's it for now. I'm signing off. Dracattus out.